Mark, a very, very difficult afternoon for your side. What was your assessment of the game this afternoon?
Yeah, obviously we had a difficult afternoon. We didn't really get going as a side. Saying that, not making excuses or putting a smoke screen over our performance. Our performance wasn't good enough today, but we've had to patch an awful lot of people up today to get them onto the park to start with. We've had to make 3 substitutions because of 3 injuries, so that's tough on us. And once that happens and you go behind, you've got nothing to change it with, and very difficult to change the shape of the side and get back in the game. But a little bit naive for us to concede goals 3 and 4 at the end, which we shouldn't do. But they had a massive helping hand with the first goal. Never a penalty, never ever a penalty. But after that, we could have done something about it, but they got a massive helping hand to get up and running, and that's what disappoints me today.
The lads had to give a tremendous effort on Tuesday night to get through against Ebbsfleet. Do you feel that maybe that had some sort of bearing on the performance this afternoon, the fact they had to give so much on Tuesday night?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, as I already said, I'm not trying to hide the fact, that today's performance wasn't good enough. But we're very young. We are a small squad, and we've had a very tough week. And like I said, we've patched people up to put people on the park today. Rob Girdlestone's played 2 3/4 games in a week and hasn't played for 10 weeks. So he was definitely tired, as were others. But look, it's not an excuse. We weren't good enough today, and we've got to dust ourselves down and get into training on Tuesday and prepare for Basingstoke away in the FA Cup.
You've got a full week now to prepare ahead of those games with Basingstoke. You've got them in the FA Cup first and then the league. So chance to take your mind off the league for the time being and focus on the FA Cup.
Yeah, we're focused on, we focus each game as it comes, so we focus on the FA Cup. We're sort of going from one team at the top and one who hasn't won, or they might have won today. I haven't seen the results, but it's still going to be a tough game. You don't become a bad side overnight. Basingstoke were in the playoffs last season, but haven't had a great time of it as such. But our result at Ebbsfleet would have probably lifted them, because they would have expected to be playing Ebbsfleet next week, and they're not. So they've got to prepare for Chelmsford. So we've probably give them a lift in a strange sort of way.